Center, downtown St. Paul. The Minnesota Wild at home against the Edmonton Oilers. Northland Ford brings us a look at the starting goal. At home against the Edmonton Oilers. Northland Ford brings us a look at the starting goalies.
Well, he has a 96 save percentage against the Minnesota Wild, and Nikolai Habibulin has played in every game against the Wild this season and has done an exceptional job. Nicholas Backstrom, well, his numbers are ungodly against the Oilers here in this building, 15-0. Can he make it 16? And Mikko Koivu, as we talked about in the game plan, he's got an 8-game point streak, although he had 4 games off in the middle due to injury, so they don't officially give him the 8-game point streak, but I'm giving it to him.
It's good enough for me as we get underway here in St. Paul. Wild in red, the Oilers in white. This is their 6th meeting of the season, the final time they will meet each other, and we're not even at mid-season yet. Koivu smacks it ahead to Heatley, dishes it off. Right back to Mikko Koivu. Fires a shot, a good hard wrist shot. Goes wide of the goal. Behind it, slides by the stick of Heatley. Koivu comes in. Big hit by Koivu on Theo Pekka. I think we'll see more of that here tonight.
Wild have to be physical against a team like this that skates so well, and if you let them start flying around and you open it up too much, you will pay that price.
Backstrom plays it ahead. It's redirected at center. Nick Johnson got into it there a little bit with Radoslav Schmid, and Brodziak battling. He'll slide it back on the rear end. Now ahead now to Scandella up along the boards, off of Nick Johnson and in. Habibulin will leave it there. Schmid comes in, sends it along the wall. Coming in with the hit is Nick Johnson. Rotates it around behind. This is Brodziak. He'll dump it back behind, looking for Palmer. That's picked off. Johnson missed with the hit along the wall. Taylor Hall has it there. And Johnson tried to throw the hit on him as well. And you can see the Wild coming out, trying to be physical. Eberle driving in. That puck is slipped away. Centered in front, and they score. Eberle from the wall. Johnson missed with the hit along the wall. Taylor Hall has it there. And Johnson tried to throw the hit on him as well. And you can see the Wild coming out, trying to be physical. Eberle driving in. That puck is slipped away. Centered in front, and they score. Eberle from the wall. Sent it in front to Taylor Hall. And bang, put it away.
Well, Eberle's dangerous.
Eberle from the wall, sent it in front to Taylor Hall, and bang, he put it away.
And 17 points.
Well, Eberle's dangerous even when he had his pocket picked. Scandella did a good job of just taking the puck away from Eberle, but the puck got to the front of the net anyway. Watch as this outlet pass, and Eberle just goes to work. He gets around, but watch the lift of the stick. That's not enough. Eberle stays with the puck, and Taylor Hall just slams it home. Look at this second effort by Eberle. He is hot. We talked about him in our open, and he continues to be hot, even though Scandella looked like he'd driven him to the wall. I mean, that is a sheer talent there when you can stick with the play and still create offense.
Jones had an opportunity at the side of the goal and didn't get the shot through. An early goal here by the Oilers put them up 1-0 on the Minnesota Wild.
Wild D, you're going to have to be careful. We talked about the speed of this young lineup, and right there, Scandella, I think, was a little, taken aback at how quick Eberle got into the zone. Even though he caught up with him, Eberle stayed with it.
Gagne and Cullen battling along the half wall, and it'll come free, and it'll be cleared ahead to the near side, right at the middle, reaching back. That's Jones. Jones waiting, softly flips it into the Minnesota zone so they can complete a change on the go. Cullen dumps it in and takes a little shot there from behind as he was skating away on the play.
Mike Yeo called this Wild team lately fragile, and that's not going to help any of that at all, and the Wild need to find something to build their confidence in right now, whether it's a hit, whether it's some good forechecks, some shots on goal, anything.
Right side, Straubich centers in front for Warren Peters. Very similar to the play that just worked for the Edmonton Oilers.
And Cashin.
Shot, rebound, backhanded right through the crease.
Well, Cashin challenged Hordichuk, and Hordichuk declines to go, and then Cashin almost scored a goal.
That would have been a nice fitting end to that shift for Matt Cashin, who was just called up today from Houston. And you know why he's there.
He's there to kind of settle down everyone because the Wild have been taking a bit of a beating lately.
You don't call him up expecting him to be the big goal scorer, but if he had put one in there, that would have been just fine with Mike Yeo.
That would have been poetic right there for him to challenge a guy be declined and then go score a goal.
Clutterbuck left it in the corner for Heatley. He'll leave it in the corner now for Mikko Koivu. Koivu along the boards, back to the point, held in. Koivu working the blue line, somehow kept it in. Clutterbuck to Heatley. They cycle the puck down low. It's flipped up in the air. Overskating it was Horkoff, and he'll send it across the Minnesota line. Scandella to center. A piece of it there for Cal Clutterbuck, and it goes back into the Edmonton zone. Ahead to Jordan Eberle. He'll drive down the side, fires a good low hard shot, and a nice pad save made by Harding. Eberle on the back wall, trying to get away from Brodziak. It'll go to Palmer on the right wing side. He'll make his way to center ice, and Palmer's driving in. Palmer looking on his backhand, dumps it down low. Picked up behind the goal and controlled by Brodziak. Brodziak leaves it back along the boards. Nick Johnson trying to get free. Nugent Hopkins on him. Johnson comes up front with a shot, and the save is made by Hobby Moulin. Shot blocked by Nate Prosser, the Elk River native. Bouncing puck to Nick Johnson. He'll clear the zone out to center. That Edmonton goal assisted by Eberle and by Minnesota native Tom Gilbert. And that came at the 1:24 mark, 1-0. Since that has happened, the Wild have come up with some pretty good opportunities of their own. This is Falk battling. Gagne took a swat there from Cullen. Gagne picks it up on the wall. Gagne with a drop pass to Smead. He'll drive down behind the Minnesota goal. It'll loop around behind. The referee got in the way and got upended in the corner. Puck along the boards. Powell sends it out to Falk. Falk will send it ahead to here's Bouchard. And Gilbert got back and Pope checked it away from Pierre-Marc Bouchard. Unable to keep the puck in at the point, the Wild will have to regroup. Zanin, Cox waits and then fires it in. Smead along the wall. Back behind to Gilbert. Gilbert will be hit by Powell, but he got rid of it. Jones misplayed it. Side of the goal. Powell backhand right on goal. And it was pushed away there by Hobby Moulin. Gilbert leads it out to Jones, who stretches it out on the left side. A drive taken by Petrell, and that ends up out of play.
Well, one thing I like about the Wild is when they call a player up, they play him. They very rarely do they hold players out of the lineup when they call them up. And look at this. Let's go. He wants to dance with Darcy Hordichuk, who turns down the offer. But watch this. Oh, he swept it a little bit too quick because he actually had what looked like an open net. But good to see Kassian just getting involved here. And you saw Hordichuk there trying to draw a penalty by falling down. But that may occur eventually in this game. I don't know if Hordichuk wanted to go this early in the game, given the fact that they had just scored.
If you've watched Hordichuk play this year, you'll see how easily he falls down. He's actually probably a very good skater, but he tries to draw penalties and so often.
And he did so very, very nicely in Edmonton.
And so often.
And he did so very, very nicely in Edmonton's eyes against Brad Staubitz earlier this year. It really cost the Wild in that game. And well, he tried to do it again, but Kassian, he didn't fall for it. He challenged him, and then he backed off.
They wave off the icing, so Backstrom will play it around to the left side. Scandella is there, off of Kassian, eager centers for Hordichuk. Schultz and Hordichuk go after it. Oh, and another big run there, this time by Staubitz at Hordichuk. A centering attempt is knocked away by Scandella, still in the Minnesota zone. Controlled by Petrie. His shot wide, a rebound is off a stick, a good block and a good stick there by Peters for Minnesota. Schultz leads it ahead. Trying to dump the puck in is Staubitz, and he will finally get it in, but Kassian is in offside. And a stoppage of play here in St. Paul. The boys will chat about it, but...
Welcome back to downtown St. Paul. Edmonton with the early 1-0 lead. The Oilers tonight are trying to buck a serious trend against Minnesota goaltender Nicholas Backstrom, who is a perfect 15-0 in his career in this building against Edmonton. His goals against 1.19. His save percentage, .954. In fact, in 14 of the 15 starts, guys, Backstrom's given 2 or fewer, which bodes well for the Wild, who are 19-3-2 after last night's shootout loss in Nashville. When they give 2 or fewer, 19-3-2 after last night's shootout loss in Nashville. When they give 2 or fewer. However, with a goal in the opening couple minutes, maybe the Oilers are onto something tonight, trying to solve the undeflectable Finns. We'll see. Oilers are onto something tonight, trying to solve the with a goal in the opening couple minutes. Maybe the Oilers are.
Well, there's a lot of interesting gamesmanship going on already. There's Tom Rennie, head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, and I really like the job he does with some of these young players. He's had a good history with Team Canada as well as a lot of NHL teams, and he's trying to take this team somewhere where it hasn't been in a little while, but they're last in the division, although they've played pretty well as of late.
Mikko Koivu lost his stick. It's fired just wide by Cal Clutterbuck as the Wild forecheck. Again, giving the opponent some problems, as they did for a good part of the game in Nashville last night.
Hemsky in the lineup, and he was fighting some sinus issues after coming back from that shoulder injury, and so that immediately gives them some more firepower in a lineup that has plenty of it. A lot of young talent, and young guys seem to play with a lot more emotion. Hemsky is certainly one of those players that you can't leave wandering around.
Koivu not happy about being removed from the face-off circle. Heatley comes.
That you can't leave wandering around.
Koivu not happy about being removed from the face-off circle. Heatley comes in, and it's controlled into the slot. A quick shot goes off the arm. It looked like of Nicholas Backstrom, but he made the stop. Puck caroms out across the line, back into the Edmonton zone where they control the puck. Potter has it there. Sends it across. Tubert through center. Eberle across. Carried in by Potter, or dumped in by Potter, and a shot from the boards is an easy glove save for Backstrom, and so he'll hang on to it for another stoppage of play.
Well, when the Wild start scoring, here's what's been chosen, and yeah, the usual suspects. Pierre-Marc Bouchard has been an oil killer, and Matt Cullen hasn't scored in a while, so he, by many people's thoughts, could be due for this one. Cal Clutterbuck was chosen by the fans, playing up on that top line, so he'll get some good looks.
A lot of guys in red sweaters that are due right now for Minnesota. Good lead out across the boards by Bouchard to Cullen. Spins, goes off the skates of Darryl Powell. Powell is hit in the corner along the boards by Tubert. And now it's ahead to Port Potter. Potter sends it up the center. Oh, and a big hit by Darryl Powell. Living up to his name on that hit out in the neutral zone. Now picked up by Bouchard. Bouchard stops at the half wall. Tried to lay one inside. Centered in front for Powell. And a big save by Hobby Bulin. Another good chance for the Wild. And Hobby Bulin makes the save. Prosser from his knee makes the play. Off the boards. Picks up the puck. And heads an outlet pass up the right wing side. Good play by Prosser. Carried and dumped deep into the right-hand corner this time by Staubitz, chasing it down. Peters comes in for a hit in the corner. Scandella will pinch in. Scandella on goal. Save there. Peters on the rebound. Sends it around. Hordichuk and Staubitz go to the corner. It's knocked away. Cassian after it now. Cassian chasing it down. Cleared back to the corner and out and all the way through traffic. All the way back down into the Minnesota end. It'll go wide, and it's touched there by Scandella for an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, we knew this game would likely bring some physical play, and Cassian is one of them. And so is Darryl Powell. Got involved here, and he just takes in Gagne shoulder to shoulder, and Gagne did not have the kind of momentum that Powell did. And he just kind of blew him up right on the boards as he spun around.
Powell is what it was.
It was. It was powerful.
Offensive zone face-off for the Wild. Koivu dropped traffic all the way back down into the Minnesota end. It'll go wide, and it's touched there by Scandella for an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers. It's touched there by Scandella.
So that battle in the corner
against the Edmonton Oilers
results in that high sticking. And
we knew this
Read NHL October 17/2011 Nashville Predators Edmonton Oilers season hockey play number uses 580 MB tab item cost board choice.
with the man advantage. This is their fourth power play at 9:08.
takes it
Omar in the penalty box for high sticking.
the Edmonton Oilers.
And we talk about four of them have come with the man advantage. This is their fourth power play at 9:08. Omar in the penalty box for high sticking. And we talk about face-offs. They become critical here during a penalty kill. That's Belanger out there. But the Predators win the draw.
And so is Darryl Powell. got involved here, and he spun around.
Price right on the puck. There is Zanin. He'll fire it back in, but it ends up going out of play, and another quick whistle here in St. Paul.
Let's take a look at our key stat for the Minnesota Wild. It's our Toyota key stat. And yes, those guys are the remaining four Ironmen for the Minnesota Wild this season. The Wild have used it's our Toyota key stat. And yes, those guys are the remaining four Ironmen for the Minnesota Wild this season. The Wild have used, well, now with Kazian, that's 36 bodies, I believe.
That's correct, yes.
So, yeah, that leads the National Hockey League for players in a team sweater for the season.
Clutterbuck came across the ice and almost laid Hemsky out. The forecheck at it again. Koivu this time. Clutterbuck to Koivu. Chasing it to the corner, to the point. One-timer, swing and miss. Zidlitsky was going to tee that one up. The puck may have been rolling, and Zidlitsky's credit. Tripping up was Zanin. Hemsky on the loose puck in the zone. In comes Clutterbuck to help out. Gilbert at the point. Long wrist shot blocked. Rebound. Oh, what a save. Backstrom getting back with his back to the play. Still made the save.
Oh, he got dragged in. Here we go. We got some skirmish over on the boards. And I cannot tell who's in it. Heatley is in there, but I can't tell who's really the center of attention.
Well, it looked like Schmid was throwing a lot of punches with his glove.
Well, I think Cal Clutterbuck's over there as well.
That wouldn't be surprising.
That wouldn't be surprising that he's involved in. Yeah, Schmid is in there. So Cal Clutterbuck and Schmid will likely see some penalty time.
22 Minnesota, 2 minutes cross-checking. 5 Edmonton, 2 minutes roughing.
All right, so they got them both for a couple, but you know, these skirmishes, hey, don't kid yourself. These guys know that this is the last chance to get a shot at a guy because this is the 6th and final meeting of the season between these two teams. And Nicholas Backstrom got spun around by the first round. Yeah, he's always going to make contact with the goaltender.
And that may have been called if one of the officials had seen how he deliberately drags his leg, but that's something that's very sneaky by Ryan Smith.
You know, he's very good at it.
Yes.
He's always going to try and throw some interference into the play, and I guess
he dragged his leg, but that's something that's very sneaky by Ryan Smith.
You know, he's very good at it. He's always going to try and throw some interference into the play, and I guess he goes with the theory that it's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Exactly.
And Nicholas Backstrom got dragged out partially, too, because of the fact that the initial shot looked like it was going to the side of the net. He moved that way, and then it got knocked down in front.
Cullen won that draw against former Wild center Eric Belanger. Schultz leads it ahead to Bouchard. Now leads it in, ridden off into the boards is Cullen. Down low, it's controlled by the Wild. Putting his brakes on is Schultz. Schultz down low, centers up the middle. A drop pass, and now it comes back to Cullen. He'll shoot, and that goes off the defenseman. That was Jeff Petrie who got a piece of that one. Almost picked off by Cullen. Petrie has it. He'll move his way out of the zone. Now dips back into the Edmonton zone. Last game for the Oilers was Monday night, a 5-3 loss at Vancouver. That's the only game they've had now. Game for the Oilers was Monday night, a 5-3 loss at Vancouver. That's the only game they've had since Christmas. Horkoff stopped center, shot just wide. Prosser was there in coverage, and I'm thinking must have interfered, otherwise it looked like it was going to be an easy one.
Now Smith's thinking that should have been a goal. I mean, he did get contact with it. He just cut it a little too sharp.
Off of the boot of Nick Johnson. Falk got a piece of it, enough to get it back to his defensive partner, and that is Nate Prosser, who carries up to center and chips one in. Played with a high stick by Potter, and that'll get us a whistle and a stop. Take a break. The Wild down by a goal.
The Minnesota Wild trying to work their way back into this one. Hey, the stash is still alive. That's right. But the stash is in the penalty box right now, and look at that feed right across. That's one thing the Oilers are starting to do very, very well, and that is work the puck east-west. And this one, Prosser gets a piece of it, but Ryan Smith is very wily. He knows how to get into position, whether it's on a goalie or not.
Jedlicki cranks one up, a big slap shot, but really no traffic in front. Javi Bulin had a good look at it. Lander making his way into the Minnesota zone. Now to Horkoff with a shot, saved by Backstrom. Zanin digs it up from the boards. Lander was bothering him. He got it off to his D partner, Jedlicki. Bass Horkoff carries along the wall. Jedlicki moving in. Now down around behind. Centers back to Heatley. Heatley will go back and pick it up. Heatley centers. Jedlicki with a shot, and it was partially blocked, and it went just wide of the goal. A good rush by Marek Jedlicki.
He gave him the ice, so he decided to take it.
Koivu trying to center. It's redirected. Only one man back for Minnesota. That's Falk. And now Clutterbuck and Schmid come out of the box. And almost picked off by Cal Clutterbuck. Tipped ahead by Petrie. Eberle in the Minnesota zone. He is just removed from the play by the former Oiler Kile Brodziak. And then he walks around Nugent Hopkins and then leads it ahead. Now it's Nick Johnson with it, loose in the slot. Johnson turns, shot on goal, and the save is made by Javi Bulin.
A lot of good
Nugent removed Hopkins and then leads it ahead. Now it's Nick Johnson with it, loose in the slot. Johnson turns, shot on goal, and the save is made by Javi Bulin.
Kile Brodziak ties the game at 1 in Game 6.
A lot of good body position on this rush here. First of all by Brodziak to pick the pocket of Eberle and take it up the ice, but Nick Johnson does a good job in front of the net by using his body as well and lifting the stick and spinning it around for a great opportunity in front of the net. That's probably one of their better scoring opportunities of this game.
Brodziak wins the draw.
Great opportunity in front of the net. That's probably one of their better scoring opportunities of this game.
Brodziak wins the draw. Crosser with a shot, and his body's topple in front of him. Javi Bulin hangs down.
For a great opportunity in front of the net. That's probably one of their better scoring opportunities of this game.
Game 6. Here is the Stanley Cup first round.
Brodziak wins the draw. Crosser with a shot, and his body.
Probably one of their better scoring opportunities of this game.
Brodziak wins the draw. Crosser with a shot, and his body's topple in front of him. Javi Bulin hangs on.
Basically, he was beaten 3 times in the shootout. 1 percentage.
Goes 3 cleared. Bouchard, Schultz. Now picked up by Belanger. That's rejected back out to center ice. Tommy Gilbert leads it ahead. Scandella hits one softly up to Powell. Battles to gain control. Sends it back, but it gets by Scandella. They'll go back behind the Minnesota goal. It's on the brakes. Up along the boards. Powell is winning. Got by Powell to Bouchard. Plants one ahead off the boards. It was too foggy color. And now Powell battling to get it again. Stepping up and poking it away and just getting a stab in on that puck was Marco Scandella. Gagne finds some open ice on the far side of the rink. Corey Potter sends it in. It rims around behind the Minnesota goal. Centered in front, but it slides through off a stick, and it's covered up by Nicholas Backstrom. Well, on Friday, January 6th, it's one of the most anticipated bowl games of the season. 8th-ranked Kansas State takes on 6th-ranked Arkansas in the coverage of the 76th AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic. It's live from Cowboy Stadium. It begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. January 6th in high def on Fox.
Fight off.
Wild trailing by 1, a Taylor Hall goal, his 10th of the season. And that came at 1:24 into our first period.
Third goal of the playoffs.
At center, this is Taylor Hall. Tried to lead it for Eberle. Instead, he inadvertently left it for Nick Johnson.
That would be a
Wild
full
come back
series.
in the offensive zone. Brodziak is left up behind the goal. Run over again. Palmer will pick up the loose puck. Palmer centers a one-timer right on, and a glove save by Javi Bulin, who appears to be very sharp in this one.
Well, here we go again, and Falk getting involved with Taylor Hall. Justin Falk, excuse me, that was Prosser. Justin Falk stepped in there as well. This game could get a little chippy. I really believe that we're going to see some guys drop the gloves. May not be the guys you think that are going to drop the gloves, but I have a feeling that cooler heads will not continue to prevail.
A penalty
Taylor
shot.
Hall and Nate Prosser doing a lot of talking as they went to the penalty box and once they were seated in the penalty box.
Was it a goal?
Some good chances, though. And Nick Johnson, again, another good opportunity. Watch this. All in one motion, just gets it towards the net. Bobby Boulin's seeing these, though, and I think it may have even caught a little bit of Tubert, but Bobby Boulin, if you're not getting in front of him, if you're not deflecting, if you're not tossing it into his feet and making it difficult on him, then he's going to continue to just lock those down.
Now they'll each get 2 minutes, Hall and Prosser.
Brodziak.
No item, no item.
Fourth goal of the playoffs, second goal of the hockey game, and makes it 2-1 for Minnesota.
Gets it towards the net. Bobby Boulin's seeing these, though, and I think it may have even caught a little bit of Tubert, but Bobby Boulin, if you're not getting in front of him, if you're not deflecting, if you're not tossing it into his feet and making it difficult on him, then he's going to continue to just lock those down.
Now they'll each get 2 minutes, Hall and Prosser.
It may have even caught a little bit of Tubert, but Bobby Boulin, if you're not getting in front of him, if you're not deflecting, if you're not tossing it into his feet and making it difficult on him, then he's going to continue to just lock those down into his feet. And
now they will each get 2 minutes, Hall and Prosser.
1 to lead.
No item.
They'll face it off in the offensive zone this time. They'll face it off in the offensive zone this time. We'll go 4-on-4. The Oilers did have an extra skater on. Hemsky will go to the bench. And we'll have a little more ice space on this one. Off the draw. Nobody wants to gain control. Finally, the Oilers do. It's picked up and sent through the neutral zone by Petrie. Back out to the line, to the offside of the Minnesota line for the Oilers. We'll face this one off out in the neutral zone.
Peckham gives Koivu a shot behind the play, and so Koivu responds. And that's where Kassian comes into play when he steps out on the ice, and then Peckham isn't so deliberate, I suppose. Mordechuk certainly wasn't. But that's where you bring a guy in like Kassian for that reason, because there's too many liberties taken on wild players in the last few weeks. When you've gone on an 8-game winless skid, you're trying to find any respect that you can find and any way you can get things going back in your direction. And when teams get things going back in your direction, and when teams see you're wounded, they're going to keep chipping away at your top guys. There isn't any question.
Now, if they think you're looking over your shoulder, they're just going to back it up a notch. Gilbert ahead. Horkoff controls it and starts the ice. Horkoff to Ryan Smith. He grabbed the hold of the stick of Sandin, and they don't make the call. Centered in front, looking for Horkoff. Ryan Smith clearly had clamped down on Sandin's stick, and they let play go on. Drop pass to Koivu. Mikko looking. Mikko moving. Mikko shooting. He scores! Clamped down. Take the down on Sandin's stick, and they let play go on. Drop pass to Koivu. Mikko looking. Mikko moving. Mikko, and they let play go on. Drop pass to Koivu. Mikko looking. Mikko moving. Mikko shooting. He scores! Clamped down on Mikko moving. Mikko shooting. He scores! Go on. Drop pass to Koivu. Mikko looking. Mikko moving. Mikko shooting. He scores!
A natural hat trick for former Edmonton Oilers Kile Brodziak. His 5th of the playoffs and 5th of the series here in Game 6 in Minnesota. 3-1.
There you go.
That's a Mikko Koivu goal if I've ever seen one, man. Peckham just kind of stirred him up. Peckham stirred him up earlier in the shift, They went for the face-off, and guess what Mikko Koivu says? I'm not going to spear you, I'm not going to punch you. I'm going to walk into the zone and treat your guys like pylons and send one home and tie this hockey game. Good little drop pass by Jadlitsky, who's been carrying the goals. I'm going to look off, and guess what Mikko Koivu says? I'm not going to spear you, I'm not going to punch you. I'm going to walk into the zone and treat your guys like pylons and send one home and tie this hockey game. Good little drop pass by Jadlitsky, who's been carrying the puck a lot better in this game. Hockey game. Treat your guys like pylons. Jadlitsky, who's been carrying the puck a lot better in this game. And Koivu just turns everybody inside out and gets his game tied up.
We call that the angry sin. It doesn't usually work out well for the other team. And the Wild even this game up with about 6 minutes remaining here in the first period of play. Schultz will slow it down, drops it back, picks up there. Right here, Mark Bouchard, and he's dashing his way to center out. To the line with speed. Bouchard stops, drops it back to the point, and it was a little bit behind Nick Schultz, who was late coming into the zone, and the timing was just off. Falk sends it back behind. Schultz has it there. Another great crowd here in St. Paul. They enjoyed the goal by the captain, Mikko Koivu. Now a good effort. Here comes Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck will drive all the way down behind. Lost it, battling to get it back. It comes free. Picked up by Lander. Sent towards the goal. Played by Javi Green. Away from Clutterbuck. Back to Lander on the left wing side for the Oilers. He'll gain the red line in center. Lost it as it crossed the Minnesota line. Snatched away by Jadlitsky. Away by one back in the zone. First
macro hat trick.
Tipping it ahead with Scandella. Trying to drive in. He gets tied up. Clutterbuck can't get away with it. Out to Taylor Hall, and here come the Oilers. Hall moving down the wing. His shot was blocked by Zanin. Hall picks it up again. Center, Gilbert. Taps it to the corner. Loose in front. Gathered up and cleared ahead along the boards and tapped out across the Minnesota line there by Heatley. Eberle lost it. It was just behind Danny Heatley. Eberle drops it back in his own zone. Tommy Gilbert will rotate it left. Peckham sends it to center. Off of shin pad, and a change going on for the Oilers right now. Zanin ahead off of Koivu and into the zone. 8 shots apiece, 1 goal each in this game. Johnson to Heatley. Heatley dropped past Mikko Koivu. Koivu slipping away. Koivu tried to lean in and throw that little exploding shoulder there on Peckham. But Peckham, I think, saw it coming and backed off. Heatley with a steal. Dumps it in front. They score. It didn't go. It didn't go.
It tried to.
Oh, my. Flipping away. Koivu tried to lean in and throw that little exploding shoulder there on Peckham. But Peckham, I think, saw it coming and backed off. Heatley with a steal. Dumps it in front. They score. Dumps it in front. They score. It didn't go.
Minnesota.
They tried to.
Koivu coming back with a hit on Peckham. Heatley will throw a hit on Gilbert, who ducked below it. Peckham, I think, saw it coming and backed off. Heatley with a steal. Dumps it in front. They score. It didn't go. Coming back with it. Tried to the steal. Dumps it in front. They score. But Peckham, Johnson, Koivu into the zone. 8 shots apiece, 1 goal each in this game. Johnson to Heatley. 4 goals. Heatley dropped past
5.5
1 goal each. Zanin ahead off of Koivu and into the zone.
For the
8 shots apiece. The Oilers right now. Zanin ahead to center. Off of shin pad, and a change going on for the Oilers right now. Zanin ahead off of Koivu and into the zone. 8 shots going on for the Oilers right now. Zanin ahead off of Koivu and into the zone. 8 shots apiece. 1 goal each in this game. Johnson to Heatley.
Tried to.
Koivu coming back with a hit on Peckham. Heatley will throw a hit on Gilbert, who ducked below it.
Heatley had 2 shots at not an open net, but fairly yachting.
Heatley looking to center. It's run by Peckham. Loose puck on the back wall, and the Oilers finally regroup, and they'll start it out on the right wing side to Hemsky. Across the line, Smith centers, and then got twisted around and went in just wide of the goal. He tried to wrap one around, tried to center one, and both attempts are rejected. And Palmer comes away and just clears one to center ice for Minnesota. We've had some physical play as expected. We've had some good skating, and we've had a couple of goals. It's been a very good first period so far from St. Paul. Wide of the goal, they wave off the ice. Sent it up the middle and stopped and controlled, and Prosser clears it off the boards. A little far on the wing, gathered up by Potter. And Potter goes to the right side. Sent through traffic to the near side by Tuber. And a wild control back in their own end.
Unanswered goal.
Scandella ahead. Good pass on the tape of the stick there. And is pushed ahead by Palmer. Palmer will chase it down. Schmid knocked it away. Now behind is picked up by Petrie, who leads it out to center ice. Horkoff carries on to the middle. Excuse me, that's Belanger, who carries into the zone and dumps it down low. This play by Sandin to Jilic. Intercepted along the board. Spinning away is Jones. Jones was a wild track pick. Ended up here as a free agent in the offseason. Schmid has it. His shot is blocked by Pierre-Marc Bouchard. Gagne hit by Zanin, got rid of it to Eric Belanger. Belanger finding some ice. A backhander, a soft backhander goes well wide, but off the back wall. It's covered up by Backstrom, and a stoppage of play here in St. Paul late in the first period. Be sure to stay tuned for the latest ice conditions around Minnesota Lake, brought to you by Clam Ice Outdoors. Back with our Menards game reset. It's what you expect between these two teams. Hall and Koivu have scored. Shots on goal are very close. Everything has been tight. Tight checking, tight passing, and a score that's even at 1 apiece. There's your goal scorers. Hall on the left, Mikko Koivu on the right.
Well, the first goal was scored by talent and young determination, and the next goal scored by the Wild was scored by, as you said, the angry Finn, because, well, someone fired him up.
Staubitz here to center ice. He got caught. He took a pretty good shot, but he returned the favor. I thought he was going to be the hitter on this one. He ended up being the hitter, and I don't see where he would get a penalty in this one. Do you?
Hard to say. I mean, it's all perspective. You know that. There's only 1:59 left, so but we'll see here.
I don't know. We'll look at it again, but first time through, what could Staubitz possibly get a penalty for? But maybe we'll see something on the replay.
Well, this is going to get, I told you, this is going to get interesting. There's
Cassian and Eager.
Yeah, Cassian's out there, Eager's out there, of course, Peckham, Bortachuk, Staubitz. There's some beef in this lineup.
And that's not by accident. So where's the penalty here on Staubitz?
Well, I'm not sure why Staubitz would get a penalty on that.
Give me a break. That's ridiculous.
And he took a couple shots at the end there, and that's probably why. This is a jump.
Nothing.
I mean, that is a jump. Nothing. But right here, let's see. I don't know. You can't really see what Staubitz is doing. He might be kind of giving Peckham a couple of shots in the chin. But that's the kind of hit right there to the head that usually gets a suspension. But I guess with the Wild's luck lately, maybe not. But that is where a guy leaves his feet. He leaves his feet and tries to take out Brad Staubitz. And you know what? I'm surprised he's only getting a 2-minute minor in this sequence here.
You can show me that again, and you can show me it again and again. I don't see a penalty to Brad Staubitz.
I don't see a penalty to Staubitz either, but what I want to focus on is how Peckham leaves his feet. Watch him come across. And look at him, off his feet and into the head area of Staubitz. Now, whether he makes contact with the head or not, that's conjecture, but I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's why Staubitz got the penalty right there for giving him a couple of shots. But Peckham, well, I don't know. With the Wild's luck in supplementary discipline lately, I doubt that anything will happen, but what I've seen, and there's no injury on the play to Staubitz, so that also comes into effect. But I've seen guys given suspensions this year for leaving their feet on hits like that to the head area.
Don't count on it. It was Brad Staubitz. 4-on-4. A little room, a little deflection. It's taken away from Danny Heatley. Todd Jones has it now and circles back in his own end. Excuse me, Ryan Jones had a flashback there. There have been a lot of penalties in this game as Schmid has his shot redirected into the crowd. Somehow slipped through the netting or over it in the Minnesota zone. There have been a lot of penalties, but no power plays in this game. Everything has been two guys going off in pairs. And most of them probably were the right call.
Mike Gill talks a lot about a pack mentality. We've seen a lot of that in this game. I mean, whether it's Prosser jumping in, Falk jumping in, or the usual suspects like Kassian and Staubitz, they definitely need to have that mentality when they play a team that's going to bring a little bit of an edge, and they certainly are bringing it in this game. Both teams getting very physical.
So a little extra space for some of these young, good skating forwards for the Edmonton Oilers. But you also have guys like Cullen out there and Bouchard who love the open space as well. Makes for interesting hockey. Controlled along the left wing wall. Now dumped back to that half wall. They'll cycle it there. Potter steps up, sends it down low. Centering attempt, no. Held on to behind the goal. Now a centering attempt comes free. And the Wild will come back with a minute to go in the period. Lead pass blocked down, and that'll cause an offside call. Marco Scandella was jumping up into the offense, which the young defenseman likes to do.
Well, Marco Scandella, you know, we talk about offense from the blue line. He's certainly a guy who could provide it. You want to see Marek Szydlicki pick up that pace. He has no goals this year, but he's starting to rush the puck a little bit more. I think Szydlicki's starting to feel better about his game. The Wild obviously lost one of their biggest contributors, offense from the blue line, in Jared Spurgeon. And hopefully he's not out for a lengthy period of time.
Final minute of play here in the first period. Maybe what you kind of expected. It's been chippy, it's been physical. There have been a couple of goals. Bobby Boone's been outstanding. It's a typical game between the Oilers and the Wild. And it's their 6th meeting of the season already.
It's game 6 in the Stanley Cup first round.
Ryan Smith leads one across to Tom Gilbert. And Gilbert will take a pretty good hit there. He saw it coming from Nate Prosser, so he braced himself, and no harm was done. But they have not stopped trying to make physical contact as hard and as often as possible. Falk's pass is picked off as it crossed over the line. Off the boards, out at center. Here's Petrie into the Minnesota zone. He is physically taken off the play, and the time will run out here in the first period with the puck deep in the Minnesota zone. In a 1-1 game, the fans here are appreciative of the effort that this team has put out. They've lost 8 in a row, and they are battling their way, hopefully, to 2 points here tonight. Mikko Koivu will join Anthony LaPanta next. Gordon Greenway will battle in face-off. That's all coming up here in the first intermission. Boom, boom in that first period. The penalty boxes, well, there's a couple guys in there, Staubitz and Peckham, 2 minutes each.
They just can't get enough of each other. They have to have a conversation.
They also gave penalties out to Kassian and Eager, 10-minute misconduct. So those two will be in there as well.
They're coming out with 1 second to see if there's any festivities here between the two, because a lot of times that's a prequel of what's going to happen. But nothing happened then.
The Wild did start the period with Brad Staubitz on the ice, and then after things got settled down, he immediately went to the bench. And isn't exactly a calming influence on the game. Good shot, pad save by Backstrom. That was Horkoff toward the Minnesota goal. Szydlicki has it there. He comes free for a moment. Heatley is right on top of it. Horkoff back to the point, and now to Hemsky. Bouncing puck, his shot on goal. A good job by Horkoff to take that bouncer and direct it in on the Minnesota goal. Koivu swings at it, misses. Zanin has it. He's going to flip it up in the air to get it out of the zone. Wild outshot the Oilers in that first period, 10-9. The hits were dominant in favor of the Wild, 12-4. The Wild had a very good period. Wall had that one removed from his stick by the skates of Marek Szydlicki. Schmid cleared it ahead to Taylor Hall.
All 4 by
Hall at center. Ahead, Nugent Hopkins shot. That goes off the stick of Zanin. He gets in front of a lot of shots, and that one goes into the netting out of play.
Now the Wild are looking for some scoring, and they're definitely looking for some depth in their scoring. And Nick Johnson has come in and done a little bit of that this year with that line. But he's had a pretty good game here, a couple of chances. He fed that one there. He'll pick the pocket of someone right there, and he got another opportunity later in the period.
And he has the puck now. Gives it to Palmer. on goal, gloved and hung on to by Hobby Booling.
The Wild are looking to find some scoring. 10 goals over the last 8 games. A nice goal by Mikko Koivu in the first period, but Nick Johnson with a few shots. Love the way that line came together. Brodziak and Powell alongside Nick Johnson as well, and I want to see them come alive again.
The 2-minute minor penalties are done, so just Cassian and Eager are left in the penalty box. And that doesn't affect play on the ice. They're just 10-minute misconducts. Nobody's shorthanded due to those. Everything has been evenly called. All the penalties have been paired up so far. Belanger and across. Belanger centers. It slides free from Jones. And Cullen swoops down, picks it up, and banks it off the glass and out. Long lead pass ahead for Jones. Jones working on fault. Drove towards the goal. The puck ends up behind the Minnesota cage. Jones stays with it. Gagne sends it behind. It went off the backboards and too fast for Belanger to get it. And it's cleared back out through center, and Gagne comes back to get it. Gagne slipped through the Minnesota line, sends a wrister, and it's a glove save made there and hung on to. And the wall of red sets up in front of Nicholas Backstrom.
Wild are trying to build off a lot of different things, and right now they're trying to build off, as we said, that pack mentality of sticking up for each other, trying to create a wall around Nicholas Backstrom. Any shot that gets through, they want that to be the only opportunity that they give the Oilers. While trying to build some confidence here through create a wall around Nicholas Backstrom. Any shot that gets through, they want that to be the only opportunity that they give the Oilers. While trying to build some confidence here through many different means, and goal scoring obviously is one of the easiest ones to do that with, but maybe a little physical play can get them to that point.
Peckham's rising shot goes over the top of the Minnesota goal. Now behind, cut off, and then spinning is Scandella, dumped in front. A bouncer gets through to the right side, pushed back into the corner. Eberle had it slide off his stick. Palmer sends it ahead. Nick Johnson has it. Spinning is Nick Johnson, lost it, and Palmer picks it up and dumps it in. Wild will chase. Nick Johnson, first man in the corner. Palmer follows up. He got knocked off the play, and out come the Oilers again. Eberle on his way to center. Left side for Taylor Hall. Hall and Schultz go in the corner. Trying to nudge it away was Nick Schultz, and it's flipped out to center ice. Schmid has it there for Edmonton. Ahead now to Nugent Hopkins. He will lead one up at center. That's intercepted and dumped all the way down. And the Wild were due for a change, so Brodziak heads to the bench, and the Wild will get some fresh legs on the ice. Wild are 3-4-3 this season when they trail, or excuse me, when they're Wild are 3-4-3 this season when they trail, or excuse me, when they're tied after one, like they are here tonight. And when they trail, the Oilers are 8-7 when they are tied after one.
Will tie up the series to force a game 7.
Koivu reaching in. Did he not get some puck? Apparently not. I think there's a penalty coming.
Well, if it is, this would be our first power play for either team of the hockey game. Korkhoff went down in a heap.
Minnesota.
Koivu caught him with a high stick. Touches him right up in the lip area. And so in an attempt to lift the stick, he got the lip, and right now it doesn't look like there's any blood. Probably just a minor penalty.
He's trying to get some out of there.
4-minute double minor for the Minnesota Wild, so that did cut him. The Wild have some killing to do.
The Oilers have a good power play. They're tied for second best in the NHL at just over 21%. So the Wild penalty play. Koivu reaching in. Did he not get some puck? Apparently not. I think there's a penalty coming.
Left in the power play.
Get chances to win great prizes and rally together with fellow fans to support their team. To RSVP for this event, follow the Oilers on Twitter at NHL_
Orkoff went down in a heap.
So you and I were commenting during the break that the
Lift the stick,
line
got the
stays
lift,
out there. They have some good chances. They have possession right now. It's Magnus Bjarne.
Attempt to lift
But
the stick,
Lions
got the lift.
To RSVP great prizes and rally
doesn't
together
look
with
like
fellow
there's any
fans.
blood. Probably just a minor penalty.
Chances
He's
to
trying
win
to
great
get
prizes and rally together with fellow fans to support their team. To RSVP for this event, follow the Oilers on Twitter at NHL_Oilers.
The Oilers for the Wild penalty killers have 4 minutes to deal with. Apparently not. I think there's a penalty coming.
No item indeed. No. Nick.
Reaching in. Did he not get some penalty?
No item indeed.
In one power play.
Ryan Smith will be the last guy on there. I should expect to turn a puck over in neutral ice. Can't do that against the Sedins. Here's the opening face-off. Much said about Nugent Hopkins going to win Raji. Rips the first one away from Cody Hodgson. And that patented downward hip check. But if he goes a little too low, gets him in hot water. But a perfectly executed one.
Probably just a
Down
minor
to the right wing boards there.
Yeah, you got a penalty for that.
Right. Have 4 minutes to deal with.
No item indeed. No item indeed. No item
Across the line into the skates. It goes off of Paul's skate to Everly. Everly back to the point. Potter will rotate it to the right side. A little saucer pass to Potter to Everly. Everly setting up there. Wild will give him that perimeter. Sent down low in the corner by Hall. Tried to center. That was rejected by Prosser. Now picked up by Falk. It will not get out. Held in by Potter. Around behind, Everly is waiting. Prosser tangles with him. Prosser got spun around. Falk banked it to the corner. Picked up by Nugent Hopkins there. He'll stop on the wall and look to center. Back to the point, Potter. And Potter takes a look at a shot. Now it's centered in front. Off the leg there. Flipping it up in the air was Everly. And he could not get it by the reach and the save of Nicholas Backstrom.
Falk made Taylor Hall pay the price in the crease. And Taylor Hall is sitting in the crease, and he's feeling a little bit of pain. Watch this play as it deflects off the leg and on Backstrom. But watch the back end here. Falk just gives Taylor Hall a little business after the play, and he's just telling him that if you're going to be anywhere near our crease, you're going to be looking at it a little closer than you may like.
He got a real good look at it.
Didn't be
no item indeed. No item.
Telling him that if you're going to be anywhere near our crease, you're going to be. Didn't look like it was kicked towards the net. Backstrom did a great job of extending.
This puck will go over the glass right around the Minnesota blue line, and the faceoff should come out in the neutral zone. There's Nicholas Backstrom.
Now Backstrom is Mr. Even Keel. You never know whether Backstrom's having a good game or a bad game. I'll tell you that, because he just sticks to his guns.
It all looks very calm for the most part. Edmonton has scored just 3 power play goals this season against the... This double minor would count as their 17th and 18th power play opportunities of the year. Gagne picks it off. He's back at the point with Tom Gilbert, who now has the puck. Gilbert played high school hockey at Bloomington Jefferson, and he'll lead one up the middle. Off on the wings, Dannon reaching in, couldn't get it, now gets it, chopped away, centered in front. It's loose, and Ryan Smith shot it just wide of the goal. That puck just could not be contained by anybody, and Ryan Smith almost finished it off. Short-handed, Warren Peters. Moving in, fanned on it, got it down low, picked up in the corner, and now Powell just wants to spend time with it, and he gets it poked away. Darryl Powell spends the most time of any Wild player on the penalty kill. Carried in by Gagne. Leaves it along the half wall for Nugent Hopkins, and he'll send it on top. Potter to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins with a shot off the stick there of Backstrom. Belanger Ryan Smith is working in front. They'll work it around to Nugent Hopkins, to Ryan Smith, and nothing coming free. And then the Wild come in and clear things out in front. Again, they protect Backstrom.
If you're going to get in there and you've got to make a team pay the price, and Ryan Smith, who is the local squatter when it comes to being around the front of that net, he felt a little bit of the angst that's created by spending time in front of the net. He knows what it's all about.
No, it doesn't faze him. He goes to the bench. That's just part of his game.
I mean, you know what? I'm pretty sure he expects it. Most teams will not just let you set up camp.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like a high stick or something caught Taylor Hall up high.
No, they didn't call it.
It might have been on the follow-through of a shot or pass, and that doesn't constitute a high stick in terms of penalties.
The referee came over immediately and indicated to play on. There's no call here, and Taylor Hall goes to the bench, and he'll need medical attention. Nugent Hopkins' pass is picked off. Wild cycling, short still for another minute. Trying to get it across the line. Ryan Smith is there, and then he gets bowled over right at the whistle by Cal Clutterbuck. Well, things continue to be very physical.
There's a lot of messages being thrown around here, and usually they're in the form of a red sweater throwing down a white sweater. At least in this period it has been. There's the bloody lip of Taylor Hall.
But the penalty here will go to Nugent Hopkins.
They want to call it. Taylor Hall on the left side, and that's a follow-through. And that's why Prosser followed through on the shot out of the zone, and that's why there's no penalty. And then this one right here, Clutterbuck just exerting some force at the end of the play. And Ryan Smith goes down for the second time in as many minutes. Once in front of the net, once at the blue line, doesn't matter.
Whistle by Cal Clutterbuck.
Well,
things continue to be very physical.
There's a lot of messages being thrown around here, and usually they're in the form of a red sweater throwing down a white sweater. At least in this period. There's the bloody lip of Taylor Hall.
The penalty here will go to Nugent Hopkins.
They want to call, and they're not going to get one on the Taylor Hall situation. Let's watch Taylor Hall on the left side, and that's a follow-through. And that's why Prosser follows through on the shot out of the zone, and that's why there's no penalty. And then this one right here, Clutterbuck just exerting some force at the end of the play. Taylor Hall's mouthed by the follow-through of the Prosser. And so it could have been either of those situations, yeah. But he probably used words that he probably shouldn't have used.
We're 4-on-4 right now. And so when Mikko Koivu comes back in 8 seconds here, the Minnesota Wild will get their first chance at a power play. And it'll be for just over a minute. Lander fanned on it. Prosser picks it up. Koivu is out of the box. Prosser ahead to Mikko Koivu. Good job, Nate. You know how to give it to him. Just take it right to Mikko Koivu. Always a safe bet. Across off the boards. Mikko Koivu has it. Tries down low. Centered in front. Oh, and it was intended for Prosser, who had snuck into the backside. And he couldn't get a stick on it, but well set up by the Minnesota Wild.
It was a quick little pass there by Cullen. A very nice one. Probably not right in the wheelhouse of Prosser, but that's where you need to be sure-footed and sure-handed.
Cleared once again. Theo Peckham got it all the way down to Backstrom. Ryan Smith is pressuring. Bouchard trying to cut it away from Ryan Smith. And now Zhidlitsky has it. He gets it back in the corner to Pierre-Marc Bouchard. He'll see if he can skate away with it, but no. Ryan Smith rejects, turns him back. Sent out to center, and the forecheck for Edmonton this time, giving the Wild some problems here, and the power play time will run out. Nugent Hopkins is back on the ice for Edmonton. Nico dashes around Eberle, leads it back there. A stick saved by Habibulin. Koivu behind. It's knocked away. Nugent Hopkins has it, and we're 5-on-5. So officially Edmonton 0 for 2 on the power play. The Wild 0 for 1. Quick shot by Hall, didn't get through. Scandella. Give and go around Hemsky, and he succeeds to get the puck out across the line. It's broken up at center. Carried back in across. Nugent Hopkins with a drop pass. That got by Scandella. Drop back to the point. Potter sends it down low. Hall has it there. Taylor Hall coming out. Left it along the boards. It's cleared off the glass out to center there by Powell. And then Nick Johnson sends it to the middle of the ice. Ahead to Taylor Hall. Here come the Oilers back. Hall showing some very good hands. Leaves it down low. Marco Scandella has it as we approach the midpoint of this game in the period. Being spun around at center was Nick Johnson, but he finally got control of the puck and he got it in deep. It's been a very focused effort by both teams. Every shift. Kicked ahead on the right side by Palmer. Palmer moving in with a shot. He scores! Effort by both teams in deep. Being approached the midpoint of this game in the period. Being spun around at center was Nick Johnson, but he finally got control of the puck and he got it in deep. It's been a very focused effort by both teams. Every shift. Kicked ahead on the right side by Palmer. Palmer moving in with it. Johnson, but he finally got control of the puck and he got it in deep. It's been a very focused effort by both teams. Every shift. Kicked ahead on the right side by Palmer. Palmer moving in with a shot. He scores! And a smart Beckham lobs one.
Rattled now because haven't you told me don't know it. And it's full solid cheering and go high and low and very quick goals, and he wants to settle them back down because, as you mentioned just before the goal, gave up a couple very quick goals, and he so game.
It really has in all aspects of the game until this very minute. Koivu sidestepping Ryan Smith. Horkoff will lead it in behind. Zanin leaves it. Zhidlitsky pitches it up along the glass. Same thing for Mikko Koivu. He got it through to Danny Heatley with Clutterbuck. Heatley crosses with Clutterbuck. A shot, a rebound, and it just trickles wide. Clutterbuck was right in Habibuli's grill.
Well, that's why that puck trickled wide, because you get guys driving to the net. It pushes the D back right into the goaltenders.
Schmid sends it across. Eager. Driving in. Schultz. Leaves it back. Here we go. Hordichuk and Cashin.
Oh, here it is. And that's when Hordichuk chose his time to get in a fight with Cashin, because he wants to turn the momentum. But this could also work against him. And it looks like it's working very badly against him, although he did spin Cashin around. But Cashin's obviously a lot bigger guy. And you got to give Hordichuk credit for even fighting Cashin, because Cashin's just a big, big boy. And maybe even a little bit out of the weight class of Hordichuk. But Hordichuk tried to change the momentum, and I am afraid he just added to it.
We'll take a break. The Wild scored twice here in a hurry. Up 3-1.
Change the momentum, and I am afraid he just added to it.
We'll take a break. The Wild scored twice here in a hurry. Up 3-1.
There's a weight mismatch, and that's why Hordichuk has to get in quick and get some clamp down on it. But you know, he's just like it's like fighting a bear. I mean, Cashin just keeps whirling around. He pops him a couple times, and Hordichuk goes down in a heap. Do you want this job?
I'd rather have Cashin than Hordichuk's job. And you know what? He headed right to the penalty box and said, hey, they called me up from Houston to be physical, and I'm just in the penalty box. I did my job.
He challenged Hordichuk the very first shift that he was out there, one that he almost scored a goal on. And that's certainly what Cashin needs to do, is go out there, be physical, and if it's determined that he needs to do so, get in a fight.
Heatley steps into the circle. Centers, a backhand. Oh, just missing was Koivu. He had a great opportunity, may have went the wrong way on Habibulin. Centered in front of one-time attempt there by Heatley.
The Minnesota Wild
cleared out of the zone.
Scored 30 goals.
Pressure now on the right wing side. There's a shot off the pipe, off the post, and then it's redirected out of.
Keyboard switch to English. Next key.
Still have to be careful. This team has a lot of firepower, and Hemsky just rings the bell on that one. Look at this shot. My goodness. Hemsky is that kind of talent that can use speed and abilities to find himself an opening, and he did so with one right off the bar.
Well, the Wild introduced new 5-game ticket plans. They're called the High Five Fan Pack, a flexible plan that lets you pick the games that fit your schedule. Buy 2 now, you'll save $150 on tickets and fees. Log on to wild.com/high5 or call the Wild 651-222-WILD. The goal at the middle of the period was by Palmer, his first. Brodziak got the only assist on that one. Palmer got shaken up a bit there. He'll go to the bench.
Yeah, he thought about getting back into the play and then thought against it very quickly.
Paul has his pass picked off.
Oh, and we got something going on at center ice right there. It was almost a Johnson-Gilbert fight. They actually thought about dropping the gloves. That would have been a middleweight interesting fight. I would have liked to see that one.
A couple of unknowns.
Yeah. How would you score that one, Dan?
Howe battling along the corner. It's controlled by the Oilers. Apparently Palmer went to the bench and they took him down the tunnel to be looked at further.
Probably got the wind knocked out of him, because when he got back up, he seemed a little rattled.
To get you caught up, then the Pierre-Marc Bouchard goal was assisted by Zanin and Zhilitsky. They each have 2 assists in this game. Maybe not as surprising for Zhilitsky. He has a handful of assists coming in, but Zanin did not have an assist coming into this game, and he's got 2.
Kate is coming off a very solid game yesterday in Nashville, and just building off of that.
Offside call as Jones tried to drag the leg, could not stay onside. We'll take a break and step away to the Wild.
Welcome back to downtown St. Paul. The Wild have erupted for a couple of goals. 4-1. Kile Brodziak joins us on the bench. How big was that penalty kill right before that to get the building into the game?
Yeah, it was huge. You know, I believe it was 1-1 at the time. Yeah, it was a big kill. You guys really stepped up and did a good job, and obviously gained some momentum up. But
thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks.
Guys, up to you.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Now the Palmer out of the game right now, and we'll give you any updates that we do get.
Belanger tried to jam over to the short side, and then a big collision.
I mean, Jones just basically climbed all the way up Backstrom and over the other side, and Backstrom gets back up quickly. But my goodness, this isn't exactly goalie avoidance. Backstrom's wondering what the heck happened here, and there's the the hurdle. He was helped in a little bit by Schultz. Schultz was playing him as he was going for the puck, and I know that Jones really didn't have any other option. He actually did a fairly good job of getting out of the way, believe it or not, because there's the net, and then there's Schultz, and there's nowhere else to go except over top. And he even tries a little bit of a Fosbury flop there, net, and then there's Schultz, and there's nowhere else to go except over top. And he even tries a little bit of a Fosbury flop there as he went over top of Nicholas Backstrom. No one was injured, and play went on.
Luckily, no one was hurt, and no penalties called, and we play on. Just under 6 to go here in the period. Crosser runs into Ben Eager, and the puck ends up in the corner of the Minnesota zone. Flipped ahead off a skate, centered into the high slot. A shot is wide. A one-time blast from out at the top of the circle. Missed the mark at the Minnesota goal. Schmid will keep it in. Sends it along the wall to Anton Lander. He'll drive it down low. Centering attempt from there by Eager. Pops up in the air. That puck bouncing around all over the place. Wrapped up along the wall. Now Eager has it. Falk will mark him. Falk trying to push him off. Ben Eager not easy to get off, and a centering pass, and Schmid just taps it home. 3-2. Eager has it. Falk will mark him. Falk trying to push him off. Ben Eager not easy to get off, and a centering pass, and Schmid just taps it home. 3-2.
First playoff goal makes it 4-2.
How many backdoor goals have the Oilers scored on the Wild this year? I mean, there have been a lot of them. You could definitely think of a lot of goals. Last game alone with Eberle, I know that we've seen plenty of guys who left all alone at the backside of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to below the face-off dots. Watch this. All attention in the wrong spot. And in comes Schmid down from the point. And there's a tap in for him. And all of a sudden it's a one-goal hockey game again.
Obvious to say, but I'll say it anyway. A huge goal for Edmonton with a lot of time left to go in this middle period. They get back within one.
Well, it wouldn't be right, given the back and forth of this game, that it would be too much more than a 2-goal lead.
One-timer off the point, goes off a foot into the corner, controlled by captain Mikko Koivu. It's chipped ahead and out of the zone. No, not out of the zone. It's held in by Ryan Smith. Good hustle. Sandin on Horkoff, and now Koivu has it, and he has a little bit of room. Gets it ahead, and here's Jedlicki moving in. Jedlicki moving in, the Wild just... One-timer off the point, goes off a foot into the corner, controlled by captain Mikko Koivu. It's chipped ahead and out of the zone. No, out of the zone. It's held in by Ryan Smith. Good hustle.
Makes the save.
Now Koivu has it, and he has a little bit of room. Gets it ahead, and here's Jedlicki moving in. Jedlicki moving in, the Wild just stayed onside. Jedlicki around behind, dumps it in front. Heatley is there, he scores! And Smith. Good hustle. Sandin on Horkoff, and now Koivu has it. He off.
It was, and that's how you win games. You can win it by defense, but you do need some goal scoring. The Wild are getting in this one.
Up the middle and out, all the way back to Nicholas Backstrom. That Phoenix game feels like a long time ago. A game in which the Wild, it looked as though we're going to prepare for a physical battle, and it has been, but they have been able to put the puck in the net. Maybe that's due to the physical play. Centered in front by Belanger, shot wide by Jones. Eric Belanger picks it up again, trying to get free now from Cullen, and he does. Belanger leaves it out on top. Gagne trying to get around Bouchard, and then Belanger sends it to the far corner. A drive into traffic there, never got through to the Minnesota goal. And cleared all the way back down. Schmid has it there. Schmid was an Anaheim draft pick back in 2004. Now Hall out to center. Lander backhands it into the Minnesota zone. Taylor Hall with speed. Through traffic, lost the puck. Side of the goal, Jedlicki. He's tied up by Ben Eager. Anton Lander picks it up. Now Hall has it. Taylor Hall with a quick shot. Rebound by Peckham. His shot wide. Good save by Backstrom. Koivu has it. Leads one up the middle. That'll be waved off from icing. It may have been on goal anyhow. Bobby Bulin dished it off. Great forecheck by Clutterbuck and Heatley. Petrie sends it around to Peckham. Waiting and dumping it in front was Mikko Koivu. Back at the point, it's held in by Prosser. Heatley to Prosser. They have handcuffed him a bit, but he got it down low. Clutterbuck in the corner. Under 2 minutes to go. Clutterbuck with a shot that was wide. Prosser will keep it in. He'll let it go through to Petrie. He is hammered in the corner. He saw it coming. Heatley with a big hit on Hemsky. At center ice, Anton Lander, the rookie from Sweden, dumps it deep in the Minnesota end. Ahead now up the middle. Koivu clears, trying to get free and chase it down as Palmer, and it's great to see him back.
It is.
We don't know what his injury was, but he's back. Centered in front. Oh, and a great feed, and Nick Johnson had an opportunity. Great. He's back. Centered in front. Oh, and a great feed, and Nick Johnson had an opportunity. Now Brodziak with it. Brodziak lost it in his skate. Comes free in front. Nick Johnson couldn't get a shot off. It comes loose to Brodziak, who dumps it behind. Nick Johnson is there. He's pushed into the boards behind the series, and it's cleared ahead. And it looks as though finally the Oilers will just chip one through the neutral zone. Otter with the clear with a minute to go. Long pass to Nick Johnson, just out of his reach. Howe will get the first touch. There's no icing. Schmid has it now in front. He just scored moments ago for the Oilers. Lead pass was too far. Sandin back after it. They collide on the wall. That was Sandin and Belanger. That got through. Litsky ahead to Powell. Powell will lead one ahead. And here's Bouchard with speed. That got through and into the Minnesota bench. And a stoppage of play with 19 seconds to go. reports behind the to Brodziak. Lead pass was too far. Sander back after it. They collide on the wall. That was Sander and Belanger. And now Zalewski ahead to Powell. Powell leads one ahead. And here's Bouchard with speed. Charbangle is shot out of the backhander.
But if he goes a little too low, gets him in his
Bouchard was
perfectly executed.
Now Zalewski ahead to Powell.
Down there, right
6 sliders at 1 hour, 6 minutes, 41 seconds at 1 hour, 6 minutes, 51 seconds at 1 hour, 44 minutes, 54 seconds.
Powell will lead one ahead. And here's Bouchard with speed.
Bouchard! Bobby Bourne makes the save.
Mullen gets tripped up.
Mike Cohen gets tripped up.
5 seconds to go.
Another save.
That got through and into the Minnesota bench. And a stoppage of play with 19 seconds to go as we look at our Grand Casino story of the game. Palmer has his first career goal. Zalewski has 3 points tonight. Coyne, Bouchard, Heatley all have goals for Minnesota.
That looks like a formula for winning right there. The Wild didn't score the first goal, but they've scored 4 since. A lot of physical play. Score the first goal.
No item abuse, no item abuse, slider, slider. No item abuse, no item abuse, 3 goals scored in 1 hour, with 1 crowd reaction.
A fight between Kazin and Voracek.
No item abuse, slider, slider. 1 hour, 7 minutes, 49 seconds, 1 hour, 74 minutes, 54 seconds. 1 hour, 7 minutes, 31 seconds, 1 hour, 44 minutes, 54 seconds.
Wild didn't score the first goal, but they've scored 4 since. A lot of physical play. A fight between Kazin and Voracek.
A little bit of everything.
This game has had just a little bit
No
of
item
everything.
abuse, no item abuse, 3 goals scored in 1 hockey.
A lot to like.
YouTube video player.
Slides across the line. Crosser sends it.
And centering pass. Score! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 0.5 seconds left.
I mean, there have been a lot of them. You could definitely think of a lot
And
of
the Wild
goals.
within one.
Last game alone with Everly. I know that we've seen plenty of guys who left all alone at the backside of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to below the face-off dots. Watch this. All attention in the wrong spot. And in comes Speed down from
No item abuse.
to the whistle.
No item abuse, YouTube video player group.
How many backdoor goals have the Oilers scored on the Wild this year? I mean, there's been a lot of them. You could definitely think of a lot of goals. Last game alone with Everly.
Twice they were able to challenge Luongo from sharp angles. And the first bit looked like it was more problematic than this one on the little spinorama cram play. Here's Smith, one of the best from
No item abuse, YouTube video player. No item abuse, 3 goals scored in 1 hockey with 1 crowd reaction. YouTube.
Couldn't lose Luongo on it.
No item abuse, no item abuse, hockey board short, okay, button 10.
What the Canucks would like to do, you got to think they want to play a solid team game where they force this young Oilers team into mistakes, and then here's Smith, one of the best from that position to the front of the net, or tipping pucks in front. Couldn't lose Luongo on it.
I know that we've seen plenty of guys.
Been a good start, I think, from
the backside of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to below the.
Play keyboard short, okay, no item abuse, 3 YouTube. No item abuse.
Goaltender's challenge prior to the goal.
Hockey.
I mean, how many backdoor goals have the Oilers scored on the Wild this year? I mean, there have been a lot of them. You could definitely think of a lot of goals. Last game alone with Everly.
Goals.
I know that we've seen plenty of guys. I mean, there have been.
No item abuse, no item abuse.
How many backdoor goals have the Oilers scored on the Wild this year? I mean, there have been a lot of them. You could definitely think of a lot of goals. Last game alone with Everly. I know that on the Wild. Last game alone with Everly.
3 goals scored in 1 hockey.
I know that we've seen plenty of guys who left all alone at
4-3.
3 Minnesota Wild played.
Yeah. Well, let's find out.
No item abuse, no item abuse.
2 seconds left to go.
The backside of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to, below the face-off dots. Watch this.
Not
All
0.5
attention
seconds.
in the wrong spot.
2
and
seconds.
in comes Speed down from the
2.3.
And
Left in
they're
the
very
second period.
They're left all alone at the
Game
backside of the
6.
net.
6 meetings.
And they're very good at going. They're left
did it
all
in the
alone
regular
at the backside
season.
of the net.
But
And they're very good at going east-west when they have
Wild
to, below the face-off dots. Watch
will
this.
go
All
4
attention
and 2.
in the wrong spot. And in comes
the
Speed
Oilers
down from the
will go
point. And,
tie the game at
and they're
3.
very good at going east-west when they have to, below the side of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to, below the face-off dots. Watch this. All attention in the wrong spot.
Face-off.
West when they have alone at the backside of the net. And they're very good at going east-west when they have to, below the face-off dots. Watch this. All attention in the wrong spot. And in comes Speed down from the point. And
that'll do it. It's not 4-3, but
I like the way the
Wild are within 2.
To take the lead by 2, and then when they had one given
So,
up, they scored right afterwards.
The Minnesota
some
Wild
good responses here
end their
in this
series
game by the Wild.
For
Anthony
the
and Jared
semifinal,
Palmer
the
coming
second
up. We'll
round
talk
against
about
the
his
Phillies.
first career goal ever. And more coming up. We'll talk about his first career goal
You're
ever.
in the playoffs.
And more coming up on our second intermission from St. Paul.
No item. 3 goals scored in large hockey arena. No item in.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And yeah, that's what they need. 20 minutes here and close this out with some
24
minutes.
minutes.
Get it going away.
3 goals scored in large hockey
And
arena.
there goes
Series.
getting some scoring going. Jared Palmer
Will
with his
the
first
Wild
NHL goal.
resume
And I
their
know that
series
he has the puck somewhere
to Game
tucked
7.
in that locker room. Danny Heatley has been very
Wild
good lately.
end their
Scored a goal
series
last night, tied the game.
to advance
Scored
to
a
the second
goal.
round.
This
We'll see
evening
about that.
is 12th. And Hornachuk and Kazin chit-chat there.
Hopkins.
Those two.
Eager
And Matt Cohen on the ice for 20
Eager
minutes.
and Stravitz on one side. Oh, here they go again.
Stop it. Here we go again.
That could happen.
Oh, what a save. With just 1 second.
Well, you got to give it to Hornachuk. He's not backing down, but my goodness, at this point, maybe he should.
He's not backing down, but he's being knocked down.
He's being knocked down.
And there goes Casher with another
Another
victory celebration with the
save.
Lions.
Huge record of
Well, these guys
saves.
fought in training camp, and actually Cashin broke his finger in that preseason fight. That kept him out for a little bit. But he certainly has come back with a vengeance. Look at these guys were chit-chatting. They knew what was going to happen. And here we go again. One more time, though, and they'll get the gate. The total gate.
3 saves
Have to go
in
get undressed
10
and jump in the
and 8
shower.
seconds.
Because you're not allowed to get more than 2 fights in a hockey game. Well, we just, this is something you don't want to be part of. Oh, and you know what? He actually missed that one. I mean, if he
knocked him down.
If he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice.
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up.
The Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out with
And another save! And there was a fighting major against these two teams! This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Northwest Division Stanley Cup first round! 4 Game 6! Here, and it's still 4-2.
I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers.
Looking forward to first Game 7. A fight
last change.
for
when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out with their own lineup.
Well, I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up again. And
the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out with their own lineup.
Well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers.
Number
It didn't
24,
work. It got the crowd
5
here
minutes
all
to
revved
get
up
ready.
again. And
the Wild get last change, and
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck
neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up again. And
the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out.
Another 5 saves in 12 seconds.
Good chat there.
The second fight here in game
He certainly has come back to the benches. Look at these guys
ladies
are
and
chit-chatting.
gentlemen, is Oilers and the Wild
Preseason fight.
and the fight.
That kept him out for a little bit.
Oilers will go 4-2.
But he certainly has come back to the benches. Look at these guys are chit-chatting. They knew what was going to happen.
Lead after 40 minutes.
And here we go again. Have to go get undressed. But he certainly has come back with the benches. Look at these guys were chit-chatting. They knew what was going to happen. Preseason fight. That kept... All these guys fought in training camp, and actually Cashin broke his finger in that preseason fight. That kept him out for a little bit. But he certainly has come back with the benches. Look at these guys were chit-chatting. They knew what was going to happen. And here we go again. One more.
Oh! 6 saves in 14 seconds. It's 15 seconds into the third period.
Oh, he just
3 fights in 8 seconds.
Oh, he just
still 4-2 Minnesota.
Oh, you know what?
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
He actually missed that one. If he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice.
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work.
If he actually missed that one. I mean, if he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice.
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So,
if he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice. If he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice. Want to be part of. Oh, you know what? He actually missed that one. I mean, if he would have connected there, they'd have been still picking him up off the ice.
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up again. And
the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out with their own line off the ice.
I think he might have caught him in the ear or the neck and knocked him down. So, well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up again. And
the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out
and spark the Oilers. Well, I don't know if that was some kind of a move to try and spark the Oilers. It didn't work. It got the crowd here all revved up again. And
the Wild get last change, and when the Oilers came out with that lineup, well, the Wild came out with their own lineup.
Good shot there. With a save!
Mostly usually just talking out there. Okay, get all your high school hockey action with Fox Sports North Prep Zone. It's presented by Wells Fargo. Go to foxsportsnorth.com, click on the Prep Zone tab, and you can watch up to 4 high school hockey games Thursday, January 5th. Your next opportunity to watch some great high school hockey at foxsportsnorth.com.
And another save. Into the third.
So we'll see how. Not exactly what I would have expected for the start of this third period. That's the way it goes. And they each get 5 for fighting. Koivu sends it around behind. Zanin returns it right back to that side. That was let go by Gilbert, so there'll be no icing. The former Badger hit by Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck sitting on the ice, could not control it. Tries to steal it away. Up the boards and now pushed ahead to Ryan Smith. They carry to center. He'll ditch it off for Hemsky. It turns into a quick 2-on-1. His shot is stopped there by Backstrom. Both teams making some changes. The Wild 12-0-3 this season when they lead after 2 periods of play. And they'll try to keep that record intact of not losing in regulation. There's a backhander in on goal by Nick Johnson, and that's stopped and covered by Javi Buller. Well, let's take a moment here to look at our Bud Light, what's on tap. And the Wild have another home game coming up, and it's on New Year's Eve against Phoenix, and then it's a quick trip to play some teams out west, Vancouver and Calgary. Then at home, San Jose is here, and then off to Chicago. That's your Bud Light, what's on tap, a very busy schedule.
Not a bad time for the Wild to get away from that winless skid and maybe start turning their game back in their favor, because there's some sizable opponents. And kind of having a little bit of a jaw session there with Johnson. I don't think either team's going to back down, and that's one thing you got to love about the Wild. They've answered the bell goal-wise, defense-wise, toughness-wise, everything.
The line was drawn on the ice in this case, not in the sand. And so far, Matt Cashin spent a lot of time.
You got to love about the Wild. They've answered the bell goal-wise, defense-wise, toughness-wise, everything.
The line was drawn on the ice in this case, not in the sand. And so far, Matt Cashin spent a lot of time over that line. And now he's in the box. Cards for fighting. Puck chops up in the air, and Paul took a little swing at it with Brodziak there, and it'll end up in the Oiler bench, out of play. Well, Jared Palmer might got his first. Wheatley tonight got his, 337th.
So you got to start somewhere, right?
Something for Palmer to shoot for.
I'm just glad that Palmer didn't get his first NHL concussion after that hit that he got bumped into the boards there. He slipped as he went down, and that's why it became a little bit more difficult. But after a brief hiatus in the Wild locker room, he came back out.
This will be icing. We'll go to the other end and take a look now at our Abra hits of the game.
It's been physical all game long, and both teams have really gotten, everything that they bargained for. Let's put it this hockey game. Some guys got more than they bargained for.
Well, Taylor Hall, Darcy Hornacek. Who else? Theo Peckham took a seat in his own bench thanks to Brad Staubitz.
It's been the type of game that really keeps you in it, keeps you engaged. Let's put it that way. Some guys got more than they bargained for.
Well, Taylor Hall, Darcy Hornacek. Who else? Theo Peckham took a seat in his own bench thanks to Hornacek. Who else? Theo Peckham took a seat in his own bench thanks to Brad Staubitz.
It's been the type of game that really keeps you in it.
Who else? Theo Peckham took a seat in his own bench thanks to Brad Staubitz.
It's been the type of game that really keeps you in it, keeps you engaged, and that's what the Wild needed.
On the stat sheet, which doesn't mean a lot of a physical game, but the hits favor Minnesota through 2 periods, 18-8. Bouchard slips free in the zone. Runs into Potter, who then sends it up along the boards. Jones is there. Jones is hit, but he got rid of it out to Horkar, to Belanger, who slips into the Minnesota zone. Bounced it free, but Schultz was there to clear it out of harm's way. Oilers across on the right side. A shot from there. Schubert's shot. There's a lot of traffic in front. Scandella takes exception to one of the Oilers having a seat next to his goaltender.
It's the second time Jones has parked his rear end and Nicholas Backstrom. And a goaltender can get hurt like that. That's how Josh Harding blew his knee out last year in St. Louis. You get a guy sitting down on you when you're in that butterfly position. I can tell you right now that is considerably dangerous. Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge, and well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender, that is. You get a guy sitting down on you when you're in that butterfly position. I can tell you right now that is Nugent Hopkins considerably dangerous. 2 goals. Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge, and well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender, they've learned enough to let yourself go there. Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge, and well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender, They've learned enough to let yourself go there. Scandella does his best to nudge, and well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender, they've learned enough to let yourself go there. Scandella does his best to drag him back off of him.
The Oilers picked up Jones off waivers in March from Nashville. Originally a Minnesota Wild draft pick.
And another save!
Belanger and Cullen on the draw. It's controlled back to Gilbert, back along the boards. And now chopped at there by Cullen. It got free. Prosser battling for it. Gagne poked it.
You get it like that, that's
tough. Who then sends it away. His goaltender.
It's the second time.
Cross on the takes exception to shot from there. Schubert shot.
Schubert shot.
Scandella takes exception to one of the Oilers.
By having goalers.
Next to his goaltender.
It's the second time.
Results to another offside call.
Able to challenge
get hurt.
Luongo from sharp angle. Here's Smith, one of the best from that position of the front of the net, or tipping pucks in front.
Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge.
Players know that. Been a good start to get from
into the goal.
No item would be possible to shirt the
let yourself go there.
There to clear it out of harm's way. Oilers across on the right side. A shot from there. Schubert shot. There's a lot of traffic in front. Scandella takes exception to one of the Oilers having a seat next to his goaltender.
It's the second time Jones has parked his rear end.
Break up that just for the Edmonton Oilers. We're going to look at so far it has been a drive. Oilers power play. They worked on it this morning.
The guy sitting down on you.
It's pretty obvious what they wanted to do.
Considerably dangerous.
Simple, double net presence in front.
Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge.
First blocker and two.
Well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender, they've learned enough to let yourself go there.
Bounced it free, but
no item in YouTube video player. No item in possible board shirt the
boards. Jones is there. Jones is hit, but he got rid of it out to Horkar to Belanger. Who skirts into the Minnesota zone. Bounced it free, but across on the right side.
40 saves! Trying to make it 4-3.
Nicholas Backstrom. Goaltender can get hurt like that. That's how John Harding blew his knee out last year in St. Louis. You get a guy sitting down on you when you're in a butterfly position. I can tell you right now that that is considerably dangerous.
Who skirts into the Minnesota zone. Bounced it free, but Schultz was there to clear it out of harm's way. Oilers across on the right side. A shot from there. Schubert shot. There's a lot of traffic in front. Takes exception to one of the Oilers having a seat next to his goaltender.
It's the second time Jones has parked his rear end. Nicholas Backstrom.
The Wild are within one again.
Goaltender can get hurt like that. That's how Josh Harding blew his knee out last year in St. Louis. You get a guy sitting down on you when you're in that butterfly position. I can tell you right now that that is considerably dangerous. Right here, Scandella gives him a nudge, and well, you know what? Players know that if you're going to get a nudge into the goaltender,
it got zone. Prosser battling for it. Gagne poked it free. Belanger has it. He centers off the side of the goal. That took a quick bounce off the side of the cage all the way back into the Edmonton zone. Smeed leads one ahead where it's redirected to Gagne. He avoids a Clutterbuck hit, which is a good idea. Prosser will clear, but not far enough for icing. Gilbert to Gagne. Gagne cross rink, they're changing, and they just got the guys off the ice in time to avoid a bench penalty. Backstrom to Falk to Zander to Clutterbuck and out of the zone. Clutterbuck is run over by Peckham. Play goes on. Turning back is Taylor Hall. Zander and Eager centered in front. That's going to come all the way to the point. A drive on goal by Petrie. And that's stopped by Backstrom.
By Backstrom.
Those are the kind of shots that Backstrom's used to seeing, because the Wild have done a very good job this season of boxing out and giving low percentage chances. And right here, that's all there is just a big wide lane. There's no bodies in front, no one bothering Backstrom, no one really threatening to look for a rebound, even though there wasn't one.
Brian Smith steals, shoots, blocked. Palmer has it. Chips up in the air at center ice. It comes down to Palmer, the guy that started the play, and he got it in the zone, and now is a big hit by Brodziak to Johnson. A backhand ran out of room, and shut the door. They may have had a chance to find Palmer. They tried to beat Hobby Bulin on his own, and now Nick Johnson is hitting the corner. Petrie has him tied up.
That's a good scoring chance. Johnson's been all over this ice right from the first period.
A lot of hard work. That's never been a shortage, as this is pushed out of the zone by Zhidlichki, who's just giving Hemsky the work over. Just hacking and whacking away.
Give him a lumberjack shirt after that play. Man, he was hacking and whacking.
Tubert tried to drive in, back to the point. Tubert will gather it up. He'll shoot a soft shot, goes off the glove, into the slot, and it's clear. A lot of red sweaters all night long surrounding Nicklas Backstrom. He has not been lonely at all. He's had his friends with him constantly tonight. Loose puck out of the corner, centered in front. That's picked off by Koivu. Koivu will lead one ahead. It's knocked down. Taylor Hall has it out through the neutral zone. It got by Eberle, and Scandella controls. Both these teams have a lot of interest in the World Juniors.
And Clutterbuck gets sat down over by the bench. Maybe a high stick.
They're gonna. I think they're gonna send Clutterbuck too. There they are.
Edmonton, number 33, 2 minutes cross-checking. Minnesota, number 22, 2 minutes diving.
Wow. Watch Clutterbuck right here, and we'll see. Yeah, when you snap the head back like that, it's a clear telltale sign to the referees that you're embellishing the situation, and even if it was a cross-check, it wasn't a cross-check to that magnitude.
So with the shots on goal even at 22 each, they each get 2 minutes in the box. And an escape 4-on-4, and a steal, and a shot that goes high and wide by Cullen. Tried to go high on the glove side. It did touch the netting, and that'll draw a whistle. And the fans were just told what the call was on Clutterbuck, and of course they don't like it.
The linesmen are trying to keep this play alive. Watch how quick the linesman says, "Get in here." 3, 2, 1, and there you go. That's the rule, actually, and when they enforce it, it looks kind of funny, but Cullen has to get in there. He does not have the luxury of skating around and talking to his line mates, so that was actually a correct play by the linesman.
Oh, there was another big save by Backstrom. That would have drawn him back within 1. 4-on-4, the Wild get caught running around, but Backstrom just took down a man in front.
Well,
he reached up and grabbed Jones.
Jones was in his kitchen, and he might get a penalty for that. Jones probably will get a penalty as well, but Backstrom has finally got fed up of guys in his kitchen. And you know what? You don't see Nicklas Backstrom get physical that often.
This is a rarity. This is a rare incursion.
That's after a tremendous save on Belanger.
What a save.
As you said, to keep the score at 2-goal. Then watch this, though. Backstrom just says, "I've had enough."
We have 2 angry Finns in this game.
2 angry goals.
And Jones, you could read his lips. He's saying, "I'm just standing there." But he does have the responsibility as a forward to stay out of the way of Nicklas Backstrom to some degree. And Jones, you could read his lips. He's saying, "I'm just standing there." But he does have the responsibility as a forward to stay out of the way of Nicklas Backstrom to some degree. And Jones, you could read his lips. He's saying, "I'm just standing there." But he does have the And Jones, you could read his lips. He's saying, "I'm just standing there." But he does have the
three fins in this game.
And Jones, you could read his lips. He's saying, "I'm just standing there." But he does have the responsibility as a forward to stay out of the way of Nicklas Backstrom to some degree.
Pre-game, I said that this would probably be a very busy, difficult night for the on-ice and off-ice officials, and probably a very entertaining game, and they both have come through.
They have. So we have a little bit of open ice. A lot of even-up penalties in this game, though.
More than you would normally have, and I think, like you said earlier, that has probably helped keep this game as intense as it has been.
Bit of open ice,
and probably a very entertaining game, and they both have come through.
They have. So we have a little bit of open ice. A lot of even-up penalties in this game, though.
More than you would normally have, and I think, like you said earlier, that has probably helped keep this game as intense as it has been. So we stay 4-on-4 in this situation. Falk pokes it free for a moment. Hall got it back to Nugent Hopkins. He turns and spins, but Nate Prosser just kind of stayed with him. Koivu has it now. He'll look across and finds Falk. And Falk will lead one ahead to Heatley. Heatley across the line. Chased by Gilbert. Almost poked it free from Schmid. Now Heatley trying to come up with it in the corner. And here comes help from Koivu. And that's good help. Mikko centers. Backdoor. Prosser shot. Saved by Hobby Doolin. Great pass and a good attempt. On Minnesota Vikings, Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. Get his reaction to wrapping up a great career on FoxSportsNorth.com. There's Nate Prosser with a great opportunity. And Falk will lead one for a moment. Hall got it back to Nugent Hopkins. He turns and spins, but Nate Prosser just kind of stayed with him. Koivu has it now, and he'll look across and finds Falk. And Falk will lead one ahead to Heatley. Heatley across the line. Chased by Gilbert. Almost poked it free from Schmid. Now Heatley trying to come up with it in the passer. Saved by Hobby Doolin. Great pass and a good attempt. Minnesota Vikings Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. Get his reaction to wrapping up a great career on Fox Sports North. There's Nate Prosser with a great opportunity. Another challenge to wrapping up a great career on FoxSportsNorth.com. No idea. Great pass and a good attempt. On Minnesota Vikings, Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. Get his reaction to wrapping up a great career on FoxSportsNorth.com. There's Nate Prosser. There's Nate Prosser with a great opportunity.
They combined 8 goals and 8 challenge penalties prior to the goal.
There's Nate Prosser with a great opportunity. On Minnesota Vikings, Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. Get his reaction to wrapping up a great career on FoxSportsNorth.com.
After the video, there was no interference. And there was no interference. And there was no fight. Therefore, there was no goal.
Number 93, number 7. 5 minutes,
3 goals scored in large hockey arena with large crowd reaction.
We're on Fox Sports North. Sunday, get hit. Minnesota Vikings Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday.
On play.
Minnesota Vikings. And a good attempt.
Double minor and a fighting major.
And that's good help. Backdoor. Minnesota Vikings Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. Get his reaction. Pass and a good attempt. Minnesota Vikings.
Number 93, 10 minutes misconduct.
Jim Kleinsasser will play. Shaved by Hobby. Minnesota Vikings Jim Kleinsasser will play his last game Sunday. His reaction for wrapping up a great career on FoxSportsNorth.com. Instinct crossing with a great opportunity. 4-3 feet to Mikko Koivu. Kleinsasser will play his last. Hobby Bull. His reaction for wrapping up the Edmonton bench and another call. Backdoor crosser shot. Shaved by Hobby Bullen. Great pass and a good attempt. Who has more than you in this situation. Falk pokes it free for a moment.
Not penalties in this ice. So we have a loop first. They have.
Probably a very entertaining
They have. So we have a little bit of open ice. A lot of even up penalties in this game.
More than you normally have. Like you said earlier, that has probably helped keep this game as intense as it has been. So we stay 4-on-4 in this situation. Falk picks it free. Minnesota Vikings.
Game 6. This is the 2012 Stanley Cup first round.
Potter. Shot wide. Out to take away the angle was Backstrom.
Various things to change.
And we're back to a one-goal game.
Edmonton trying to do various things to change momentum, putting the tough guy line out there at the beginning of the period, crowding Nicholas Backstrom, changing their goal. Under the arm of Backstrom. This game is far from over. Lots of time left. And it's a screenshot that Backstrom just didn't corral in time. And John Orkoff closes the gap.
Big goal, 8th of the year for the former Michigan. And Smith to center.
NHL December 29th.
He enters the Minnesota zone.
Taylor Hall.
Drop the puck back. A shot.
Scores! Taylor Hall ties the game at 4.
Edmonton trying to do various things to change momentum, putting the top guy line out there at the beginning of the period, crowding Nicholas Backstrom, changing their goaltender, Dubnyk in the net now. And this shot right here, under the arm of Backstrom. This game is far from over, lots of time left, and it's a screenshot that Backstrom just didn't corral in time. And John Orkoff closes the gap.
Big goal.
beginning of the period.
Crowded
Schultz, Nicholas Backstrom changing their goaltender. Dubnik in the net now. And this shot right here. Under the arm of Backstrom. Dubnik in the net now. And this shot right here. Changing their goaltender. Dubnik in the net now. And this shot right here. Under the arm of Backstrom. This game is far from over. Lots of time left. And it's a screenshot that Backstrom just didn't corral in time. And John Horkoff closes the gap.
Big goal, 8th of the year for the former Michigan State Spartan, Sean Horkoff, and it's a one-goal game again. Edmonton continues to battle back. The Wild have really not lost their intention, but Edmonton has not let the Wild have an easy go at the means. And that has been the series all season long. This is their 6th meeting of the year. The Wild have gotten the wins in shootouts. A one-goal game, tight contest. The Oilers won here in November, late November. One-goal game, a 17-game losing streak here in this building. Back to visit the here. This will be icing. And the Wild will not be able to make the change as we go back to visit the other end.
So Horkoff makes it a one-goal game. Nick Schultz got the game at 4 right at the end of that play as the Oilers scored that goal. So there's been some bloodshed in this hockey game. Sticks, fists.
Last night, Nashville scored first. That was the 24th time this season the Wild have given up the first goal. Tonight, Edmonton scored first, less than 2 minutes in. That'd be the 25th time the Wild have given up the first goal of the game. Hall stops, looks, back to the point, a one-timer. Quick shot by Tuber. It deflects up by Nicholas Backstrom.
3 goals scored large hockey rate with large crowd reaction. The NHL December 29/11. No item in
And we'll take a break. Stop with the action.
No item in 3 goals scored large hockey rate. No item in
Let's stop with the action.
3 goals scored large hockey.
Up by Tuber. It deflects up in the air. It's well hung on to by Nicholas Backstrom. And we'll take a break as well. Let's stop with the action. A close game. Hey, it's time for the CenturyLink high-speed
3 goals scored large hockey rate with large crowd reaction.
Well, first goal of your NHL career, and it's got to be a special one. That certainly was. Jared Palmer on a good play at neutral zone. And then, of course, Bouchard very, very quickly afterwards does something very similar. Rifles one home. So the Wild, with a few goals in that second period, basically chased Hobby Boulin out of the net after that period. And the Wild still have some work to do.
I think Palmer's got to work on his cellular. Brent Burns used to say. Maybe he was a little bit in shock. Centered in front. That's chopped away from arm's way there by Brodziak. Everly has it in the corner. Everly and Hall cross. Puck comes loose. And it's picked up by Palmer. Nice touch pass ahead. And leaning in was Nick Johnson, who's been involved so much in this game today. Everly headmans a pass out to Taylor Hall. Into the Minnesota zone. To Nugent Hopkins. In the corner, back for Hall, centered in front, kicked away in front, and cleared out to center ice by the Wild. Drop pass, Hall, shot, blocked, loose in front, and again another player for Edmonton running into Nicholas Backstrom, and play goes on. That was Taylor Hall to Nugent Hopkins.
No item.
For Edmonton.
No item.
Centered in front, a one-timer is wide. Hall is there, but it's poke checked away by Nicholas Backstrom. Taylor Hall on it again. Drops it back behind. Sandin hustling over. Clears it out. It clears the zone. It's gloved and handled there. Back at the neutral zone by Petrie. Driven back in on goal, or at least close to the goal, and up for Backstrom to grab it. A clearing attempt. Hit a Wild player right in front. A backhand is missed. That was a great chance for Sean Horkoff. He just scored moments ago to make it a one-goal game. He almost tied it. Brady stops, centers, right through the crease. Clutterbuck was already in.
And Horkoff basically clamped down on Powell.
Horkoff centering, redirected to the back wall. Koivu leads one ahead. It's held in by Tubert. Hit on the back wall. Schultz battling there. Getting a little bit of help there, but it's still clamped down by Ryan Smith, who's so good behind that goal line. He showed it there. Good play by Bouchard to lead it ahead. Scandella to Powell and in. Bounces right out front. It's gloved, and Hobby Boone will hang on because Powell with great hustle. Or excuse me, Dubnyk will hang on.
Well, the Oilers are not going away very easily, I'll tell you that much. And Horkoff, man, he was inches away from tying this hockey game. Then came back down with a great back check to take away a foul chance of Dubnyk, and then back down the other end. I mean, he's playing 200-foot hockey, but he's doing it 2 or 3 times in one shift.
Here's Bouchard.
200-foot hockey. Man, he was inches away from tying this hockey game. Then came back down with a great back check to take away a foul chance of Dubnyk, and then back down the other end. I mean, he's playing 200-foot hockey, but he's doing it 2 or 3 times in one shift.
Here's Bouchard behind. Heatley could not get position on the play, but steals it away anyhow. Then Horkoff took it back. Now Heatley trying to get it. Bouchard sends it behind for Cullen. Wraps it around and it comes out to the circle, and it's gathered up there by Gagne. He does a give and go and carries in. This shot was blocked by Thorpe.
What a save! By Nikolai Hamid!
And the Wild will clear the zone at least enough to get Justin Falk off the ice. Petrie out to center. Kicks it, can't get control. Palmer pokes at it, takes a little stab at it there, and it's knocked back to Schmid at the other end. They've crossed the midpoint here of the third period. Good move around Palmer, a shot, and a blocker save made by Backstrom. Hall has it. Eberle back for Hall with a shot, and that goes to the corner, went off the skate of the referee. Cleared ahead to center. Nick Johnson battled his position. The speed game was won there by Taylor Hall. Hall had a game winner against Minnesota in that game on the 25th of November. Palmer gets it out. Chasing it back is Corey Potter. Ahead now to Smith. Horkoff. Horkoff dishes it off on the left wing side. Back to the point to Potter. Turns, fires, save. Rebound is knocked away. Another shot.
Another shot! I can't believe it!
They're on side of the Minnesota line. And that's a break the Wild needed. A stop in the action. Wild up Smith.
Minnesota 4, Edmonton 3. The crowd's getting amped.
Minnesota line. And that's a break the Wild needed. A stop in the action. Wild up by the wall.
Minnesota 4, Edmonton 3. The crowd's getting amped up here in downtown.
That one goes.
No, I believe you. Goals for No, I believe. No, I believe you. No, I believe.
That one goes wide.
Goes right down.
Hopkins had another good chance and a couple of chances now for Edmonton.
It's gone!
Kevin.
Ryan Hopkins!
With the concussion
No, I
symptoms,
believe you.
doesn't look like we'll see Crosby on the ice for the Penguins
5-4.
anytime soon. Without Crosby tonight, they lost to the Philadelphia Flyers 4-2. Of course, here in all time for our Sanford Health injury report. It revolves around the best. Look good in doing so, but now with the concussion symptoms, doesn't look like we'll see Crosby on the ice for the Penguins anytime soon. Without Crosby tonight, they lost. Doesn't look like he made a comeback. Looked good in doing so, but now with the concussion symptoms, doesn't look like we'll see Crosby on the ice for the Penguins anytime soon. Without Crosby tonight, they lost to the Philadelphia Flyers. In this year's Winter Classic, and that's where the concussion issue with Crosby started a year ago.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, do you holding a vigil?
And
well, I tell you what, guys, the game is not a better game without your best player, Sidney Crosby. Just like a lot of times rest, though, it's hard to know when these guys will come back certainly something the league has to take a look at with all these concussions right now. There are a lot of brilliant players that we're missing.
When's your voice coming back?
His voice has a concussion.
Clayton centers redirected in front. Oh, that looked like a good opportunity as Clayton flung one in front, and Danny Heatley was making a bid to get a second goal in this game. Right now, he's got the fourth and the difference in this game for Minnesota. Schmid back to get it. Good to Danny Heatley was making a bid to get a second goal in this game. Right now, you wonder how the Wild will hold up. They played in Nashville last night. Edmonton's been get a chance because the last few good chances belong to the Oilers.
Belong to the Oilers.
You wonder how the Wild will hold up. They belong to the Oilers.
Brodziak.
You wonder how the Wild will hold up. They played in Nashville last night.
Brodziak. We're tied at 5.
Before Christmas, the Oilers had 2 home games to go into the break, so they should be fresh.
No item in video players. No item in 3 goals scored in large number of large crowd reaction.
Well, the Wild need to be able to use all 4 lines. The only reason, obviously, near the end of the game, you start to shorten your bench a little bit.
No item. YouTube video players. No item in 3 goals scored. No item in YouTube video players. 4 owners by December. No item in 3 goals scored. No item. Short comments for who's last. Market. Theater. Subtitle slash. Next keyboard shirt. No item in YouTube video player. 3 goals scored in large view. No. No item in YouTube. 6 hours long. 1 hour 33 minutes 16 seconds of 1 hour.
Good game for everyone. Michael still has that.
No item in YouTube. No item in YouTube video player. No item in YouTube. YouTube video player. No.
Lander ahead, eager. Good conversion into the Minnesota zone. Sends it in deep. Comes squirting free out front, and it's cleared to the line, but not out by Darryl Powell. Gagne has it, centers, shot by Gilbert was blocked, and Powell leads one ahead. Here's Pierre-Marc Bouchard driving in with Powell. Centers, Powell shoots off, one ahead. Here's Pierre has it, centers, shot by Gilbert was blocked, and Powell leads one ahead. Here's Pierre-Marc Bouchard driving in with Powell. Another good chance for the Wild, and Dubnyk was right on it. Sitting at the blue line, coming back all the way from nearly setting up a beautiful goal is Bouchard. And Bouchard weaves his way through. He'll spin back, look for support. Stops, saucers one towards the corner. Knocked down is Brodziak by Peckham, who just got position and saw where the puck was. Oilers will use their speed here in the third. Hall, Flandon. Push to the corner. Boulanger centering one. Nick got through. Crosser up along the wall. Nick Johnson will redirect it off the boards and out. Almost picked up by Jared Palmer. Flipped ahead in. Brodziak up into Taylor Hall. Nate Prosser has it. Prosser lined up by Jones. Hit there, but Prosser still plays it back behind to Justin Falk. They're ringing around the corner and Peckham in trouble, but got away with it, reached back and knocked it free. Otherwise, Brodziak and Nick Johnson were headed the other way in a hurry. Misplay, centered in front, a shot wide. A great opportunity for Colton Tuber. Volkov to the point, and the save is made.
Coming too frequently here.
YouTube video.
deflected and went wide. Clutterbuck with it, trying to clear. It's held in. Gloved in front. Volkov couldn't get the shot out.
Not a good post check, though. That really messed up Volkov in front.
Wide coming back the other way. Clutterbuck will drive. And Mike Gill.
No item in YouTube video.
The coach of the Wild. Edmonton's been
1 hour 30. 1 hour 37 minutes. 1 hour 37 minutes.
Until now, hopefully for the next 4 minutes.
Force the overtime for the second time in this series.
No item in YouTube video player. No item in YouTube. Goal scored in right top of the large crowd reaction.
Zone off of a stanchion and it bounces out in front. But the Oilers are there and Potter sends it back behind. Off a skate, it gets through to Hemsky. Hemsky carries in, he sends it back behind.
No item in
bounces out in front.
No item in
but the Oilers are there. And Potter sent stanchion and it bounces out in front. But the Oilers are there. Potter sends it back behind. Off a skate, it gets through to Hemsky. Hemsky carries in, he's pushed off by Zhelitsky, who just put a glove up on his chest and knocked him off the puck. He gets up and he still doesn't have his other glove on, so he kicks it to the corner. That gets by Heatley, but it goes off the wall and clears the defenseman Jeff Petrie out to center. Ryan Smith to Petrie, and he'll dump it in. Backstrom slowed it down a little bit, but it got through to Zanin. He'll send it back behind to Marek Zhelitsky. 3.5 remaining.
3.5 remaining.
Wild will practice tomorrow morning.
Still tied up 5. Game 7 coming up this Friday
here in St. Paul.
And here in Red Salt Place.
Bouchard waiting. Sends it back behind.
Elimination
caught up in traffic. Cullen comes across.
3 games to Minnesota in this series.
And Cullen slides free. It's intercepted by Belanger as it was headed towards clear. Mark Bouchard. Schmid will gain center and send it in. Stopping it behind the goal and playing it is Backstrom. It gets through to the corner. It's pitched back out in front by Belanger. And Bouchard has it now for Minnesota. He'll gain center and dump it in.
Oh, and Eager just gave Bouchard a shot as he went to the bench. Referee saw it, did not think it was enough. So the gamesmanship, if that's what you want to call it, continues.
Nugent Hopkins put that shot in on Backstrom who made the stop, and now Nugent Hopkins back to the point, a one-timer. Blocker saved by Backstrom. A good one-timer from the point by Potter. Everly is pinned along the wall. Gets it back to the point. Now it's Petrie settling it down, lobs one to the goal, and again you've got a player, Everly, who is behind the goal line. Nick Johnson carries in. He's had a good game for the Minnesota Wild. Has not figured into the scoring as of yet. Palmer has the puck in the third period. By Everly. Up the boards to Hall. Cross the rink. Worcester over the top by Hemsky. And back out to center. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third period.
5-5. Here in Game 6
series of a lot of close games. Here's a steal by Stanley
Cup first round.
Backhand. He shoots right on and didn't have it covered up. Probably not the shot that made go wrong, but he made it exciting here in St. Paul.
No item in YouTube. No item in YouTube.
Now there's been a series of a lot of close games. Here's a steal by Colby.
Jordan Everly.
He shoots right on.
He shoots. He scores. Jordan Everly, the game winner. Game 6 Steeler. 6-5 Oilers.
No item in YouTube. No item.
A very nice goal. It really started a good string for the Minnesota Wild in that second period.
We'll look for the tie to series.
A very nice
the force of Game 7.
A good string in Nashville, so he still has some legs. Last night in Nashville.
There's a blocked shot in the left circle in front of Duke.
No item in YouTube video player. No item in YouTube.
6-5.
Oilers through to center.
4 goals scored in the third period by the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers will force a Game 7. The last time they scored 4, which is back in Game 1. 44 minutes.
Big hit by Fall.
No item.
Hit by
And a
Fall.
penalty coming.
And there was another save.
Here's like 5
to save the game.
Edmonton
No.
back in front, a shot
3
wide.
goals scored in large hockey arena. No
Ball
item.
wide
Video
again,
player. No
centered
item.
in
Possible
front, that's
shirt.
broken up, it gets through to Potter at the left point. 40 seconds to go. Nugent
40
Hopkins
seconds
to
to go
Hall.
to
Back
put
to
the game
Nugent
7.
Hopkins. Back to Potter. Potter pushed back by Koivu. Down
No
low in the
item.
corner,
Video
comes
player.
loose.
No item.
Koivu
3 goals
battling,
scored in
can he
large
get
hockey
it out
arena.
across the line? No. It stays in the zone.
Stays in the zone.
Nugent Hopkins centers
save
back
by Abby Bowen.
Couldn't handle it. Koivu battling for the puck.
Battling in the
17
net.
seconds remaining.
17. The Wild look for a tie game.
Taylor Hall centers.
If the Oilers will look for a tie series.
He's looking now, gives it back
Will
to
they do
Taylor
it
Hall.
or not?
Hall looking, shoot.
Hall
The shot
looking,
is
shoot.
good. 3 seconds remaining. The puck will come out.
To fight this game. And it was another fighting match.
Nicholas Backstrom upset him. Nate Prosser was very upset.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
Air
but
Fox.
in a moment, they will calm down. The Wild will be very happy. Smith will leave the scene.
And they
Nicholas back.
will have another fighting match.
Ryan Smith will leave the scene.
It's
Nicholas Backstrom
No item.
upset him. Nate Prosser
No
is very
item. 3
upset
goals
as
scored in
well.
large hockey arena. Large hockey legend.
In a moment, they will calm down. The Wild will be very happy. But they ended an 8-game
It
losing
was
streak here at home
a big matchup to go
against the
all
Edmonton Oilers.
the way back to
Let's see
Edmonton
what
to
happens
put the
here at the
game
end of the
7.
game. Ryan Smith is back in, and then Backstrom said, I've had enough. You've been in my face all game long. He gave him a shot, and then Nate Prosser got in between. Meanwhile, back at the bench, well, that's
The clock with
No item.
3
Video
seconds
player.
left. 2 seconds. The Edmonton
No
Oilers.
item.
the Minnesota Wild is a very exciting, very dramatic,
Tied the
No
series
item.
at 3 games apiece.
the rest of the defensive core
Here on Friday.
and the Wild
5,
had
the
a-
final.
It was a very exciting, physical, dramatic, entertaining hockey game. An exciting, physical, dramatic,
Dramatic hockey
entertaining
game.
And it's over. The Wild had a win.
6-5 hockey
A
game.
much-needed win, and we'll show you just how they got it, how they snapped the losing streak tonight. We'll look at a big night for Derek
7.
and the rest of the defensive
Going
core.
on Friday.
Outstanding second period. Here from Mike Yoh. Look ahead at the Coyotes next on Wild Live.
The Wild Live.